This is Coffee Talk. I am ADIKA. Grab your mugs, and if you don't have one, we got them in our merch store down below. All links are down there. And if you do enjoy conversations with your favorite celebrities or just me, subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified. We'll be here every Sunday. That's right. But in the meantime, I have the legendary Eric Roberts, and we're going to talk about the craziest and darkest roles. Star 80, about Playmate of the Year, Dorothy Stratton. Don't touch that dial. It all starts now. Hey, look, Eric, you didn't have to. I can't believe you. Look at you. You're dressed so nice. Look at me.
That's for you.
But only from the waist up.
Thank you for making this happen.
Are you kidding? Yay. We're very happy to be talking to you.
Oh, don't you know? You say that right now. Be careful what you wish for. You might regret it.
Okay, that's just a fact of life. It's a daily fact of life.
Yeah. Trust me. Trust me.
Hey,
Look, Eric, you didn't have to. I can't believe you. Look at you. You're dressed so nice. Look at me.
That's for you.
but only from the waist up.
He has
You
a
know-
shoot after.
You know what? I got to tell you something. First of all, happy birthday, Eric. Your birthday's tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
That is true.
That is true. So happy birthday. What sign are you? I'm not trying to pick you up. Are you what? I'm married.
Married.
You're married.
That's my sign.
I like that sign. That's not. And you know what? Thank you both for being here. And before we get started, we get to know each other. I'm from Brooklyn. So if you can't stand me, do me a favor. You could hang up. I could take it.
My first home away from home was Flatbush, New York.
No way.
My parents are from Brooklyn.
I live behind Brooklyn College. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's the best.
Best. And her parents are from Brooklyn. And when we were back, and her grandfather lived in Queens. Yeah.
I'm from Canarsie.
Canarsie.
And you know what else? My second removed cousin is from Brooklyn too. And he's a big fan of yours from King of Gypsies days. He actually just now is on the phone with him. And I hung up with him because I told him I'm talking to you. And he does an impersonation of you as well. But Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh yeah, I love that when he does the marshmallow roast with me and De Niro and Sly and Pacino.
Hey, Eric, you want to see the zebra? No, I don't want to see no zebra. I want to take it. They took my Charlie. What about you, Al?
He was so excited that I was having you on here. And sometimes he'll call and I go, you can't do this with Eric Roberts. He did it to me with Joey D from the Starlighters for the Peppermint Twist.
What?
Crashing.
Oh, and he calls the show. No, it's okay. It'd be fun.
We started talking about your role and what a great actor you are. And out of the blue, I didn't know how much he adored you. And I go, what about Eric Roberts in Star 80? And he goes, oh my God. And I made a clip of it, how intense that role was. I go, like, just where he took that role.
Best actor, Eric Roberts.
He's amazing.
He is amazing. He was great in Star 80.
Frightening good. Star 80.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And take those glasses off when he says that to her in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Star 80, tell him what Star 80 was. A movie about what?
About Dorothy Stratton.
That's right.
Playboy
Playmate
of the year she was.
This piece of shit brought her out to LA.
From Canada.
You
I think
know.
she lived.
And she was trying to get rid of him to go with Bogdanovich, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I have this feeling about Dorothy. She's gonna be a big star.
They're gonna give me $10,000 for having my picture taken.
Dorothy is every man's fantasy. Sit down.
Dorothy, you just can't let him do this to you.
If you want her, pal, you can have her. But you're gonna have to pay.
Rated R.
Let me tell you how I captured that guy. Is when I started doing my homework on that guy about the real guy stuff, information, blah, blah, blah. Then I start, looking at the world through that guy's eyes. And I realized those guys are a dime a dozen, man. They're all out there, all around us. That is not an unusual cat. That is a very common person. And they're out there all around us. And when I realized that, I started taking from a lot of sources. And I realized there are a lot of sources to take from to play that guy. And when I realized that, it was actually, I could borrow from a lot of people every day. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so when that role came to your desk, which is crazy. I did a little homework because your first back, if you rewind it, right here, I'm looking at my notes, because King of Gypsies, originally, Peter Bogdanovich, he was going to work on that film originally. He didn't end up doing that film, but in real life, Peter ended up marrying Dorothy Stratton's sister, who was with Dorothy Stratton, it's a crazy circle in a crazy way when you analyze it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. That's all you can really call it, because it's not right any way you look at it. It's crooked. It's weird.
Yeah.
The
whole thing is crooked. So when that movie came on your desk right there, because it was a Bob Fosse film too, I just remembered, right?
Well, that's why I chased it, because the first time I read it, I don't know how my manager got it, because Bob Fosse wrote it, and Bob Fosse was very smart about not letting stuff out. But my manager got it, and he let me read it, and I did not like it. It was on the nose, kind of typical asshole, and not very fun to play. And but it was Bob Fosse. Okay, I got to go for it. I'm going to go for this guy. So I got the article. I did my own homework on her and the death, blah, blah, blah. And I went in kind of ready. And he auditioned me 5 times, and had me come back and read 5 times before he gave me the part.
Oh, yes, this is Paul Snyder, and you are... I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. I'm Vince Roberts. I'm a big fan. Thanks. Hey, listen, that was my favorite TV show. Thank you. Canceled, huh?
Wow.
And he gave me the part, and then we started doing research together. And he was exhausting. He was exhausting, but brilliant. And he was a genius. And it's no use to abuse words, so we don't look at it properly. But once you've been around one of those guys that are geniuses, you realize 2 things. First of all, that you're not one of them, and that they are unusual, dude. You meet 1 or 2 in a lifetime if you're lucky. Well, I met him, and we grew close artistically for many months together, I guess 9 months in all. And I loved him like I love my family, all day, every day. And he was harsh. He was borderline mean, but he was so brilliant and so aware that it was worth every discomfort he could possibly have.
Oh, because back then we didn't have the internet, like we could really do research. How did you do research on Paul Snyder?
Well, it was hard. I talked to many people and got many diverse opinions and diverse stories. But what really got me and what really put me on track was a thing with Fosse. One day I'm doing a scene in my underwear with a guitar, and I messed up the song. I'm not a good guitar player, and I have a messed up hand. And I messed up a chord or something. And I said, cut. And Fosse, what? You don't say cut in a Fosse unless you're Fosse. What are you doing? Well, I messed up. God damn it. Come on. He walks across a big soundstage of Zoetrope. I'm in my underwear with a guitar, barefoot. I follow him across this huge sound stage, got the whole crew behind me. I say, what? He says, look at me. I'm looking at you. Look at me. I said, I'm looking at you, man. He goes, okay. You're playing me if I weren't successful. Do you understand? And I did. And on the way back to the set, I started walking like him. And from that day on, I basically played him. And for that movie.
The artist who paints this picture is director Bob Fosse.
How much of it was fact and how much of it was fiction?
It's very difficult for me to separate them at this point. I mean, if I were pushed to do it, and for specifics, you'd have to ask me certain specific questions. Because in working on it and doing my research on it and then fictionalizing, obviously things had to be fictionalized as far as conversations and when they took place and what was said, because no one knows those answers. That it's a little cloudy in my mind, you know. I mean, there was a Paul Snider, there was a Dorothy Stratton. They met in Vancouver. He met her in a Dairy Queen. She did become a centerfold, and there was a murder and a suicide.
I bought a gun.
Oh, Paul. Things will change for you.
Why, you mean maybe I'll grow up to be a big movie director? Or own a big magazine? Is that what you mean? Maybe then I could get your back. Is that what you're saying? Sit down.
That's that story.
That's wow, crazy story. Now doing that film, because did you ever talk to Dorothy's sister or any of those?
I got
people?
a better story than talking to Dorothy's sister. No, I never did.
Never did. Okay.
But I'm at the Comstock Hotel that's now called something else, but it's where Comstock hits Wilshire. Anyway, it's that hotel that's still there, called something else. You know, I was at the Comstock Hotel. Fosse would come every day and you'll get me, and we'd go do some kind of research somewhere, go talk to somebody, knew Dorothy or Paul, or had something to show us about the blah, blah, blah stuff. He comes over, let's go. I'm not quite ready. Well, you know, he did speed all day, every day. So he was always ready. He was always going. And I wasn't quite ready. So I was in the bathroom. He's on the bed waiting for me. And my phone rings. I say, answer my phone. He goes, I'm not going to answer your goddamn phone. So I come out there. What? It's Bogdanovich. I say, hold on a second. Fosse, it's Bogdanovich. Fosse's talked to him. Okay. What's up, dude? Fosse puts his ear right by the nurse. We're like both listening. Bogdanovich goes, Eric Roberts, Peter Bogdanovich, you're making a movie about my ex-wife, Dorothy Stratton. Yeah, this and that. Anyway, I'm going to make the ultimate film about that subject because I am the only man who has all the information and all the experience and all the passion it takes to make that movie. Maybe at that time I will consider you to play Paul Snider for me. What are they paying you? I said, well, I can't discuss it. Well, of course you can. But anyway, he tried to talk me out of making a movie. And so I told him, well, I'll think about it, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'll think about this and blah, blah. I love talking to you, and maybe, we'll work together on the other Dorothy Stratton stories sometime. Like, oh, bullshit. He hangs up. Fosse's loving it, laughing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and that was the Eric and the Fosse bond. We were two boys in a sandbox.
Yeah.
Every day. And we loved each other. We liked each other. And we had fun working together. But he wasn't afraid to yell at me. What are you doing? No, not those pants. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or one day he said to me, don't you know what a dance belt is? I said, no. He said, obviously not. You have panty lines. That was a dancer talking to me. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, that was great. I mean, a legend, Bob Fosse, a true Hollywood legend. When you know the name, it's just fantastic. Great. So, you know what? I'm glad that Peter didn't talk you out of it. I'm glad you did it, because I'm going to say something here. Nobody could capture. There's been other movies with Paul Snider, but nobody captured the way you did. And I know you're like the template, because whoever's going to do that role from today or yesterday or to the future, they're going to watch Star 80 and they're going to try to did what you did, and they can't capture it. It's just you did it. You did it the best. It's genius, and that's it. And that's I'm here to tell you that.
Thank you very much.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth. That was the wonderful Eric Roberts. But if you want to see this episode unedited, uncut, check out our all access Backstage Pass in Patreon. And next week we'll be doing part 2 of our conversation with Eric Roberts. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any other episodes. Until then, everybody, remember, who loves you, baby? We do. I'll see you all next week.
It's coffee talk with ADIKA. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here. nothing